Throw a slack, you fucking moron!
Welcome everybody back to Screen Share, a movie podcast where we watch Scream, and I called her as a knife at the beginning of every episode, including this one. Welcome back everybody. This episode we're talking about Scream 4. What? There's 4? Actually, there's 7, and we're past the halfway point now. How you feel about that?
I feel good, man. It can only go up from here, right?
Is that true?
I don't know. I don't really remember 5 too much, and I remember having opinions on 6. And then 7, they got the whole universe back. Everyone's back alive, apparently.
Well, here's the thing. So I said at the end of last episode that I thought Scream 4 would move away from our usual suspects here. Mm-hmm. And that didn't happen.
No.
It's still the same guys.
Some would say almost even more.
Even more so the same guys.
Well, because it's just like, instead of it being people in their orbit, it's literally people of the same bloodline. Everyone is related. Yeah. Not everyone, but
obviously we're going to do our little blurb where we talk about random shit before we get to the actual movie, but let's just start off by saying, what did you think of this one?
I think there's some really good sections, but almost all of the dialogue, or not almost all of, there's large sections of like dialogue and story that I just found pretty uninteresting. But then they have like some pretty great kill scenes, I guess. Like the parking garage one.
Sure.
A lot of stuff where they're like running around the house. The opening is kind of fun, like kind of interesting.
Sure.
But like a lot of the relationships, a lot of what's going on, I don't really care. What, you want me to care about her fucking teenage cousin who like has a weird boyfriend? And the only character I kind of that's not one of the originals that I come out liking is Kirby.
Same. Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
Is it Panettiere or Panettiere?
I don't know. I'm bad at saying
Hayden.
Things, so
yeah, she was the only new character that I really gave even half a shit about. I guess I forget which Culkin it is, but one of the Culkins
I believe it's
plays
Kieran.
I don't think it's Kieran. I think
Rory.
It's the third one. Rory Culkin, yeah. His
creepy.
character was all right. But honestly, I think his, spoiler alert, his turn of like, oh, he's one of the villains here, kind of like made him less interesting to me. But yeah, most of the new characters are just fine. Most of our old characters are a little worse.
It's kind of like an old version of the Legacy sequel that they do. Like Ghostbusters has done this like 3 times, where they have like a couple old ones in it, and then they have a new cast of younger people. But you're kind of like, I don't really like a lot of the new cast. Like there's maybe like Podcast from the Ghostbusters Afterlife. You know,
Frozen
Podcast.
Empire. Oh, that was Afterlife.
I think he
was
both.
Good. He was great.
A little kid, then they call him Podcast. Of course, I like that.
Yeah, that's really good.
But like you're like Finn Wolfhard, like I don't care, honestly.
Who's the main character? Was that McKenna Grace in that? She just had a wacky haircut.
I think it's McKenna Grace. I honestly don't know, because that was another one of those movies I saw deep COVID, and I don't. What is this? Afterlife?
Yeah.
Like they brought back Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd. I think Bill Murray's in it. It is McKenna Grace, and then there's also Finn Wolfhard and Paul Rudd as Mr. Gooberson. They also brought back Ernie Hudson, the guy And then podcast obviously is
The
is
guy, of course,
Yeah.
the guy.
I mean, the
Yeah,
guy that's not one of
we don't
the
really need to
famous white
talk about
comedians.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, but like the way that they brought back Harold Ramis in like a kind of like
Well, because
he's a
he'd been
ghost.
dead for like 3 years or something.
in story.
No, in the real life.
In
He
real
died
life, he's been dead for like 15 years, hasn't he?
Yeah, he died in 2014, and then that movie came out in 21. So like,
Okay, so not
yeah,
15 years, but
like 7 years, somewhere between us.
yeah.
But like,
Yeah, I just found it really weird. It felt like it. I hate any like we're bringing back a dead. Like, here's the thing. Just to compare to a Star Wars, bring back a dead actor
Peter
for
Cushing.
whatever. They brought back Peter Cushing in Rogue One, but they like had an actor in his place and then just did like a bunch of CGI stuff to like make him look like. It's a little uncanny valley, but like make him look like Peter
Well, that was,
Cushing.
like, early deep fakes too.
Yeah.
When we
that
were
wasn't
all like,
even
wow,
deepfake.
this
That
could
was
be
just like they
cool.
fully replaced his fucking head. But the thing with that is they did that so the character would be in the movie. Whereas the Harold Ramis one, they put it in there so that dead Harold Ramis could be there. Like,
Yeah.
they brought him back to use him as a sentimental moment, which felt kind of gross and weird. It's not like Peter Cushing showed up in Rogue One and everyone was like, oh, Peter Cushing is there.
Yeah,
right?
they're like, this
They were
guy
just like,
exists,
yeah.
and we need a
So,
different shot of him that we don't have from the old movies.
Yeah. But anyway,
But like
I
any
don't want to
good
talk about
podcast, it
Ghostbusters
talks-
Afterlife
yeah,
anymore.
Any good podcast will start with a Ghostbusters sequel discussion right off the top, which I guess
But
we
to
should
get
do
to-
one day.
Maybe. We'll see.
And we could do Ghostbuster, The Call Within Us, whatever.
What?
Hear the Call. What's the one? The 2016 one. Ghostbusters.
I think it was just
and
called
then
Ghostbusters.
No, but then it had like a tagline that was like "Call us on the phone" or something.
Ghostbusters. Probably just Ghostbusters, who you gonna call?
I don't know.
Ghostbusters, call us on the phone.
Yeah, it
it's a
could be.
really good tagline. But
Yeah,
yeah,
this is a weird movie. Comes out 11 years later. Same writer and director as the original. Cost the same as the third one. Makes $70 million less than the third one. And the third one doesn't even do the best out of the first three.
It's really good to take a break for 11 years and then be like, we're going to make a big comeback and then do worse.
Yeah. And it's like, it's kind of half stepping into reacting to the modern, at this time, the modern horror landscape, where there is like a lot of legacy sequel stuff, a lot of like, we're getting deep into Friday the 13th, like Jason is going into space and shit stuff. But also the newer low budget found footage, paranormal activities, like Blair Witch is a little earlier, but like Blair Witch spawned all these other ones where it's like, now we're deep in found footage. Any guy coming out of film school is like, how do I make a movie that's found footage so I can actually make a real movie after?
Which is a big pop point at this one.
Slightly.
There's
but
a big
like,
chicken pot pie at this one.
yeah, exactly. Good job, buddy. But it's like, there's a lot of like weird half steps in this movie where it's like, even with the characters, even with the story, where it's like, we're kind of doing this, but we're not really doing it.
Well, the movie tries, which they kind of did in the previous ones. They try very hard to be meta.
Meta, make
But
this
in
guy
this
piss
one-
his pants.
But in this one, oh no, I'm getting warm. I was reacting good to your other stuff. That one was a bad one. I just did it late. But this movie, I feel like, especially with the opening, but kind of throughout the whole thing, it's like it tries to be meta, but it tries to be meta on meta. And it's like doing meta about doing meta and it being bad meta doesn't make it good meta. Like, it's just, it feels like it's trying to get, which the previous movies did a little bit too, but this one more than any of the three combined. Just feels like it's trying so hard to like get ahead of itself, that it kind of just feels a bit uninspired and like
It's
like
just
it's
a little
not really.
disjointed.
Yeah, a lot of the time it feels like they did stuff to like do it different, but doing it different didn't make it good. You know, like I don't know. This is the first one that I didn't finish, even though, as we talked last time, Scream 3 had some like weird Harvey Weinstein like themes through it that were weird. This is the first one where I finished it and I was like, eh. Like all the other three, I was like, that was pretty fun, right? You know, but this one I was like, it was fine. Like the thing that carried the other ones, where they struggled in like ensemble cast or pacing or script, whatever. Like whatever they struggled in, at least I was like, I like Sydney, Gale, and Dewey.
Yeah.
So like, but in this one, I didn't even really like any of them for most of it. Like Sydney is kind of like barely a character in this one.
Yeah.
Dewey is straight up stupid for most of it and like kind of shitty. And then Gale is like her whole thing is that she's a shell of her former self in this. They
and also
all kind of
shitty
suck the whole
too.
time. Yeah.
Like they're shitty to each other. Dewey's like, I'm trying to do my job, and she's like, yeah, but also let me do your job with you too. And he's like, I can't do that. But he isn't able to like actually say a thing like a normal human at any point.
Yeah. It's a thing of like they're both being so incredible. Like it bugged me a lot when Dewey was like, you can't help. So then Gale was like, fine, I'll do it myself. And then shows up as like a reporter and asks a genuinely good question at this press conference.
Yeah.
And in the middle of it, as the sheriff of the town making a public statement, Dewey goes, honey, not right now.
Yeah.
And then doesn't answer the question. And I'm like,
that's
like,
a good
that pissed me off.
question. And also, people are allowed to be independent journalists. It's not like she showed up to the crime scene and like got inside the crime scene.
It's like now that she's his wife, she doesn't count. Like, which is weird.
If Clavicular has his way, she won't.
I'm gonna kill if you say that one more time.
He was on the Adam Friedland show. Adam.
Great. Did he rip them apart?
I haven't watched the whole thing yet.
Oh,
but
good.
he's kind of
good. Glad you brought it up then.
Yeah, he's kind of getting into him. Yeah. So basic plot of this movie: Sydney has written a self-help book, which is kind of weird.
It seems like more of like it's like a memoir self-help. Like
it's like
a little bit.
It's kind of like you got to save yourself kind of a thing. It's kind of like the Mel Robbins Let Them for sale now in Indigo, where it's like, someone wants to be out of your life, let them. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, she has this publicist named Rebecca Walters, which is
Alison Brie,
a part of a pretty good young cast that we have in this movie of Alison Brie. Emma Roberts.
Kristen Bell cameo.
Yeah. Who's that other one? What's her name? Lucy Hale, Hidden Panettiere.
Sure.
Again, Rory Culkin, who is kind of fine. Adam Brody, who was in the OC for a while.
Anthony Anderson.
Yeah, I don't know if he's young, but yeah.
Nobody's part of the cast.
And also Courtney Cox, I guess, too, if we're including old ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, but she's been in them. Anthony Anderson was just a new guy where I was like, oh, there he is. And then he got stabbed through the forehead. Horrible. Yeah. And then walked around for like
tried to
a whole
fight
minute.
Him. Yeah. But it's got a pretty decent little cast of like high schoolers, because the idea is that Sydney comes back to Woodsboro for a book tour, and she's kind of framed sort of like, I think the idea is like they're framing her, but also no one believes that she actually killed someone, which is might have been an interesting way for them to go, but that's again not really what happened in the movie. No. But she sees her little cousin Jill Roberts, who's, I guess they didn't want to come up with a new last name for her. Emma Roberts.
Anthony
Just
Anderson's
ridiculous.
character's name was also Anthony.
I didn't know that.
The other cop goes, Anthony? And I was like, what the hell? They're
That's
not
fair,
trying
man.
here.
Anthony Perkins, like the actor. Interesting. Or is he just a character? Who knows? I
don't
think
know.
he's an actor. Anyway, don't make me get distracted. Jill has kind of a shitty boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then she's
A
got
weird
a
one.
couple friends in Olivia Morris, who's like the hot one. And then Kirby, Hayden Panettiere, who's kind of like the tomboy one.
Yeah.
And then shit just happened.
I don't know
People
if I'd say
start
she's a tomboy. I think she's just like,
Well,
she's just a little like quippy.
does her hair touch? Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
What?
Does her hair touch her shoulders?
No, because she's wearing it in like a bun the whole time, as far as I can tell.
Checkmate.
Sure.
Checkmate, liberals.
I do want to say, so just very briefly cut to the end, just because we're talking about the characters. At the end, when they were like, we're going to frame Trevor, who's Jill's ex-boyfriend, when they were like, we're going to frame Trevor, I was like, I could not care less about you framing Trevor.
Yeah,
He sucks.
I didn't give a
Like,
shit about
he's
Trevor.
actually a stalker the whole time.
Yeah, I don't understand what was going on with him. Here in the Wikipedia summary, it says she's coping with the infidelity of her ex-boyfriend, which if he's her ex-boyfriend, then it wouldn't be infidelity, but maybe it just means like he cheated on her. I'd assume it means he cheated on her when they were together, but this wording, whoever
Yeah.
wrote this on Wikipedia needs to go back to school, I think. Yeah, I don't care about him. He's annoying. He's bad.
He's also just
and
he's just nothing.
Jill is kind of a nothing character as well. Like
Yeah.
every time I see her, she's kind of just like a moody teenager, which is weird because it's not like Sydney wasn't like a ball of sunshine in the first ones, but like she was more than one note. Like it's not like this
She was a character.
franchise hasn't had to contend with having teenage characters before. But yes, Jill is just weird and gets mad at Sydney because she thinks that Sydney makes people die around her, which is like, I guess. But I guess that ties into her whole killer
But then
thing.
she's
I
also
don't
like
know.
the whole motivation at the end is that she's like, which annoys me. She's like, all I heard growing up was Sydney this, Sydney that. And it's like, was everyone in your family really being like, wow, Sydney's so great because she almost gets murdered every couple of years? Like, is that really happening? Like, it just felt like, or she
And
was
also
jealous of the fame, or it just like,
I think part
fell
of
a
it
little
is the
flat for
fame
me.
because at the end she has that speech where she's like, all I've wanted to be is famous. I don't care how.
sure.
But again, weak. Just weak sauce
Yeah.
on that one.
Like when
yeah.
when they revealed themselves as like being Charlie and Jill as the killers, I was kind of just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
like yeah.
at least
like
with-
I kind of
with, like, Billy
suspected
and-
Jill a little bit, but
Yeah. But with Billy and Stu, you're not surprised. But there is like another level they kind of go to. Like I guess Jill does do, I think the scene where she like beats herself up is pretty good. But again, it's like this movie riding these lines where it's like there are points where this is ultra violent. Like there are rooms soaked in blood at points, which is completely different from
they
what
have
was-
intestines out, which they haven't really done before.
Yeah, like they're on this line of like we're going to show you some like really fucked up shit. But then also we're also like it's kind of like a little kids movie. And at this point,
Yeah.
these legacy sequels were doing the like we're going to like they were cheesy before, but now we're going to do realistic like fucked up kills that are nasty. One of the like most hardcore versions is the Rob Zombie Halloween movies where like the entire time they're just nightmares and they're not very good. but it's just like you watch it and it's like, this kind of sucks to watch, but at least it has a tone throughout the whole thing. This goes from like their entire bedroom, their childhood bedroom is soaked in blood wall to wall like it was painted on. And then we go back and it's like, my boyfriend's a little annoying. And it's kind of like, okay, we can kind of do one or the other here. And also, the ultra-violent stuff isn't really that good for the most part.
No, like,
The
there's
best-
not really as many iconic kills in this movie as there were in the last ones. Like, a lot of this one, it's just get stabbed in stomach, get stabbed again in stomach, maybe get stabbed in chest. Like, the only one that really was, like, that memorable to me was the Anthony Anderson one, because he got stabbed in the forehead.
Yeah.
Like,
That's just funny.
but
too.
but the rest are stab in back, stab in stomach.
I
Person
think the
goes,
Alison
"Oh."
Brie like scene is good,
The scene is
where
good.
it's like she's running away and there's some tension there. But like outside of that, what are we really here for? And it's just, I think the other thing is just, it's not, the observations are not very poignant. Where at least with the first three, like there was a little something to say, and then there was like also stuff outside in the world that there was some commentary on.
Well, that's the thing. I think, like, in the last one, it felt like when they were talking about, like, violence in movies and its effect on real-life violence, blah, 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 while also talking about, like, kind of, like, talking about sequels and their impact, blah, blah, blah. Like, that felt like it was talking about kind of the discourse, whereas in this movie, whenever it's, like, trying to talk about anything like real world, it feels like it's mostly just talking about itself. Like, it doesn't feel like it's making a statement or like bringing forth a discussion. It just feels like, you think this movie is gonna go this way? Well, it's not gonna go that way because we're tricking you because we are meta. Also, we're gonna make a million comments about what kind of movie this is, but make fun of it in the movie, but then still also do it as the movie.
Yeah,
like,
it's a little bit of that winky thing that's just so annoying about a fair amount of big movies these days.
Yeah.
But I think the best example of what you're saying is like the very beginning where they fake you out.
Like
that,
4 times.
Yeah, that stab 6 is the start of stab 7, actually, or I think that's what it is. And it's like, I understand.
Yeah, the start of stab 7 is stab 6's intro.
Yeah.
And stab
like,
7 people are watching it, and then the real intro is people watching stab 7.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then you're just like, no movie would actually do that. Like, I know these movies have, like, these horror movies have gotten ridiculous, but they're not going to do that. Because that is just
I mean, this
dumb.
movie did that.
I know, but I think the commentary is like, can you believe a real movie? See, this is where it gets all fucked up. Because, like, it did do that, but also it's saying that it's not doing that, and wouldn't it be ridiculous if it did that, even though it did do that?
Well, that's the whole movie, is it's going... It's doing exactly what it's making fun of without actually doing it in a way that isn't that way. So it kind of feels like the whole time they're being like, wouldn't this be stupid? And then they do that. And it's like, okay, so
it was stupid.
I'm kind of like
Good
the
job.
fact that they're like, isn't it stupid to do like 3 fake outs at the beginning of the movie? And then the movie ends with like 5 fake outs. And it's like, okay. Like, I got the gist. Like, the whole hospital sequence at the end is kind of just like unnecessary and like a bit convoluted, and it just feels like we're doing all the stuff we just did again. And like, the character of Jill makes a comment where she's like, the finale was supposed to be at the party, not at the hospital. This is just silly. And it's like, yeah, it is silly. Like, you saying that doesn't make it not silly. Like, it is silly that it's ending in this, like, weird way where we thought that Sydney was dead, but she's actually not, and then Jill tries to kill her again, and then, but, like, yeah, it is silly. And you being like, it's silly, doesn't make that not true. It's just it feels like they're trying to be better than they actually are without doing the work to, like, make that true. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much, like, this movie is just really uninspiring.
We could end the podcast.
Okay.
I'm
There's a couple other things that, like, I did like. Like, I like the Stabathon little sequence with Gale.
Sure.
I think that's
liked
a good
the her setting the cameras up.
Yeah.
And then, like, that her being like, "Oh, I've got this," and then it kind of completely not going that way.
But then again, like, I guess they're gonna release the footage of the kills later on. But the killers have all this footage, so why not actually have that as, like, being their clue, like the clues to figure out who it is? Because one of the things that I think this movie just does poorly is, like, they're not really trying to figure out who the killer is. There's no real suspicion about anyone. There's a little bit of, like, forced of, like, maybe it's her boyfriend, but even then it's like it doesn't even really make sense for it to be him. Like, why would he give a fuck? Unless
There's a
they make up some
brief bit that's like they try to make it like the Deputy Judy is like weird. So, like, she has a moment where she's like, "Do you not remember me, Sydney?" And Sydney's like, "No, sorry." And she's like,
and
"Okay."
also she's trying to get with Dewey, man.
Yeah, really weird. It's very heavy-handed. But she does save Gale at the end, so.
The whodunit of it all doesn't really exist in this one very much. Whereas at least the other ones, we're not talking there Agatha Christie, but there's some sort of case they're trying to solve as opposed to, like, murders just keep happening and that's kind of it.
Yeah. The only times we ever get any sort of indicator that they're trying to figure it out is once in a while Dewey will be giving a press conference or talking to someone and be like, "We're figuring it out." And then Gale will be like, "Do you have anything?" And he'll be like, "No, I don't know what the fuck's going on." And it's like, okay, so, like, I don't have any faith that you guys are going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And they've never figured it out in any of the movies. Like, Gale made a comment where she's like, "This is the thing that I do. We do this together. This is, like, my strong suit. We catch the guy. We do it every time." And it's like, yeah, you catch the guy after he, like, has you. Like, you guys have never figured out who it is and then gone after that person and then
catch the guy when he goes, "And now I want to kill Sydney," and takes off his mask.
You catch him at the very last possible moment after they've revealed themselves and, like, put themselves in a vulnerable position. So it's like, for them to be like, "You always get the guy." I'm like, no, you don't. Like, you usually get really lucky, actually.
Yeah, you usually almost get killed, and then you're limping around, and then someone else, Sydney, kills the guy.
They've never once figured out who it is.
But at least there's some sort of, like, plot tension of them trying to figure it out. In this one, it's like no one's even really trying. Like, Dewey,
like, I'd even like it if they figured out who it is, like, moments before the killer reveals themselves. Like, if Gale and Dewey went, "Oh my goodness, it's this person," and then they were like, "We got to get to them," and then they, like, leave, and then it cuts to a scene of Sydney with Ghostface, and then Ghostface reveals themselves to Sydney. It's like, okay, well, at least we know that they, like, kind of figured it out, even if it's a little late. But that's never happened. They always figure it out. Like, it's always a surprise who it is to the characters.
Yeah. Which,
in this one, the most, where she's like, "What? Jill?" It's like, yeah.
Of course it's your creepy cousin, man.
Yeah.
Who else would it be? There's no other real suspect. like they try to put it on Kirby for a little while. I think the issue with that is like Kirby is too charismatic.
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of the times the killers in these movies are the creepiest people around. Like the director, Stu, Billy, the guy from the film class, and Billy's mom. So like I guess it's a bit of a twist that it's not the female cop because she's the creepiest person in the movie.
Yeah.
But also it's kind of like, okay, so instead of it being her, it's the film guy who I don't fully understand why he wanted to do it. I think
he just wanted to make the
Jill.
movie. And wanted to bang Jill, I guess.
But Jill, again, has this weird like fame thing that she's trying to do, which again doesn't really make sense because it's not like Sydney is like an A-lister. Really, I don't know. I just find this movie so uninteresting. Really.
Yeah, uninspired is the main word that I had written down for this movie. It just feels like it's like uninventive. It's just kind of anyway. I do have a question that I think I'm interested to hear your perspective on, because there's that point where Charlie and Kirby are watching the movie together, and then Kirby like kind of starts to come on to Charlie a little bit, which is a bit unexpected. And then they like have a moment where they share like a half kiss, and then fucking Trevor comes in and ruins it. But then Charlie kind of like storms out in a bit of a huff. Mm-hmm. Do you think that was because like in the moment it felt like he did that because his moment was ruined by Trevor? But then when he kills Kirby, he's like, I forget what he says, like 3 years in the same class as me, you just start to notice me now? Come on. Blah, blah, blah. So it's like, do you think that he was actually, do you think he left pretending to be mad so that he could go get into his position to like complete the job or whatever? Or do you think he genuinely stormed off because he was like, if I knew that this was a genuine option, I wouldn't have killed all these people to make this movie and be with Jill instead?
I think it's probably the second one.
Yeah.
I don't, because a lot of this stuff, like the timing of it isn't all that important.
Yeah.
As like from the way I see it, it's like you get there when you get there and you kill them when you kill them. Like it's not like there's some Rube Goldberg machine that's set up where it's like, I don't know, they have to find it in whatever order. Like there's no thought really about who they're killing. Because like, why would they kill the publicist? Like it doesn't really make any sense. Just because they're close to Sydney, kind of like they're an employee of Sydney, so you have to kill them. Like it's just an unnecessary risk.
Yeah.
So I think, honestly, these killers are a little stupider, and he was probably just like, oh, I've been so horny for so long, and I could have been kissing her if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But also, that probably doesn't happen if people aren't dropping like flies around them.
Yeah.
So,
I will also say, like, I agree with you, just like thinking back on it. In the moment, obviously, I thought he was just annoyed that Trevor walked in, but I do think it was probably him kind of like realizing, like he was more pissed at Kirby that it was so like this is so late, because he wouldn't have done all of this if he knew that. But what I was gonna say was, I'm pretty sure once again, third movie in a row, all the new characters were killed off. Like I can't think of a new one that wasn't.
Yeah, as far as I know, they were all killed.
Yeah. So like they make jokes about like sticking to the same formula and how they're not doing it in this one.
Yeah.
But like they are. And it's not that I don't want them to stick to any sort of formula, because like there is a formula that makes a Scream movie, and that's what a Scream movie is at this point. But like, for the third movie in a row to be like, here's all these new characters, those are the ones dying. Like, I genuinely thought Gale might die. I genuinely at one point thought, oh shit, Sydney might die. But like, which I guess that's enough for me to think that can happen. But now I'm at the point where it's like, hey, they're not gonna do that. They keep not doing that. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and
at least they didn't bring back Randy this time.
I mean, they fucking tried to with the little movie boys.
Oh, I hate. What did I write down?
It's really charming in the first one when Randy does that and he like goes through the rules, and then every time they've tried to recreate it, I'm just like, okay, let's speed it up. Let's just get through it. Like, I
wrote down Hall Pass Robbie guy makes me want to gut myself.
Hall Pass Robbie guy?
Because his name's like Robbie, and he has a show called Hall Pass.
Okay.
But like his stupid ass headset camera,
which is like,
and he's just
crazy tech for 2014.
Yeah, and he's just constantly the most annoying character.
We just got that tech now with the Meta glasses.
Well, technically,
but they don't even
Google
live
Glass back in 2014.
But that didn't live stream, I don't think.
But it recorded.
Yeah, but I think he's streaming.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which
it's
like,
also
how? Anyway, that's a little inside baseball. Like, how did that one really take you out? No, Adam has taken off his blue light glasses and he's rubbing his face because of the live streaming technology shown in Scream 4.
No, I'm just like...
He's like, how are they encoding? What's the bit rate?
I think like I knew this after I finished the movie. But I think it's just like hitting me now how much I don't like this one. Like, I think I just wanted... once I saw that it was like the usual cast, I was like, okay, it gave me like a bit of hope where I was like, okay, maybe it'll at least be as good as the other ones. But there was very little in this one that I connected to at all. Really, Kirby as a character was the only saving grace in this movie for the most part.
That's fair, man. I think that's how most people feel about this movie.
Okay.
Like, general online sentiment is like, yeah, Kirby's good. There's some fun stuff in it, but it's not like the best at all. Not even really close.
Yeah.
So it is you can't win them all, I guess. That's what I'll say. Can't win them all. Cannot win them all.
I'm like genuinely at the point now where I'm like, is there anything else to say? Like,
yeah, we're 40 minutes in. I could talk about how I've been watching RuPaul, or we could talk about the traitors that happened over the weekend. But...
Oh yeah. Well, let's just wrap up. Yeah, let's end on that. But first, let's just wrap up thoughts on this movie. It's just I mean, actually, we don't really need to. We just did. It's just like kind of an uninventive, like half-baked version of the last three. It's trying to like be above the other three while also doing everything the other three did except a little worse. So like,
yeah, it's not offensive. Unearned. There are some movies that are like actually offensive in franchises. Yeah. This is not one of those.
No.
It is really just like, what were they thinking?
Yeah. Like, it is a thing too of I'm like, maybe if I hadn't just watched 1, 2, and 3 within the past month or so, this one would be a bit better. But maybe it would be worse. I don't know.
Yeah. It's really like, it's not bad, but it is just like very mid. Just like, yeah, if I had to give it a rating, it's a 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
2.5 out of 5. Like, and that's literally what, like, Rotten Tomatoes is a 61, though I have issues with Rotten Tomatoes.
Sure.
And like the average score is 5.8. critics are like, yeah, it's a 50 on Metacritic. It got a B- scale on Cinema Score. Like these are all just like basically as middle of the road as you can get. Roger Ebert gave it 2 out of 4 stars.
Yeah.
Empire gave it 2 out of 5. It's just like, yeah. And I think that's why they didn't make a Scream 5 until 10 years later, 11 years later.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, no one wanted it. And there was no real, from what they did here, there's no real way to go forward. Unless you're just
especially because also, like, the last one wrapped up so nicely, and it kind of like ended a trilogy, and then they were like, and more, but it's like completely unneeded, doesn't add anything, isn't as good as the rest.
And there's no thing of like talking about McDreamy's character really. Like that is sort of an important thing if you're gonna say like Sydney has found someone she's comfortable with and feels safe with. That doesn't really factor into her life at all after all these years. Even if it is just like momentary, she's just back to being single and I don't know.
Which, like, this movie, I forget exactly how it ends. But, like, I remember it ending and me being like, oh. Like, I was expecting a bit more of a wrap-up than that.
They kill Jill, and then you hear the reporters being like, Jill's the survivor of the wood. Yeah. But then we all know that she's not. And then you're just like, okay, so I guess we're assuming that they go out and tell the press that Jill is the killer. Like, what? How does what?
Yeah, like, was it trying to communicate that, like, I don't know. Like, like maybe they were trying to communicate like that. Oh, she got what she wanted in the end, which was to have her name. Like one of the reporters says, like, Jill Roberts is a name that no one will forget. And it's like, okay, so like maybe she got what she wanted in a way. Like she got that fame, but like then it just ends. It's like, especially considering 3 ended being like, Sydney is happy, feels secure and safe. Dewey and Gale are like happily engaged and in a relationship. Like everything is tied up in a bow. She leaves the door open because she's like, I don't need to be worried about that anymore. And then they're all dragged back into this, kind of are worse characters than they were in the previous 3. And then it ends on a note about a new character that nobody liked that died. And that's it. Like, we don't get any.
But also, like, this is a bit of a crazy thing for me to say, but like the fatal flaw of her plan is that the killers are the ones that get the fame, not the survivors, in almost every case. Unless it's like a true crime case. But even then, still, the killers sometimes are more famous than the survivors. Especially if you look at serial killers.
Well, I think that, like, Charlie and Jill's plan was to be famous as the killers, but then Jill kills Charlie and is like, you weren't part of the plan. My plan is to be famous as the survivor.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, no.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, because their plan is to be famous as survivors because they are, like, the idea is, like, they survived against all of them and they're, like, together, I think.
Oh.
Maybe I'm remembering that wrong.
No, you might be right. Regardless, it just feels bad to like have 3 end these characters' stories so well and then drag them back 11 years later for this movie and not wrap it up in any way for them. Like, it just feels like, I'm guessing the next movie isn't, I said this last time, but I'm guessing this next movie isn't a Sydney, Dewey, and Gale story. But, like, if that's the case, then it just feels like this movie shouldn't really exist. Like, you can probably just remove it, have the first 3 be the trilogy of those 3 characters' stories, and then fast forward to Scream 5 where it's a new thing. Like, this one doesn't really count or matter.
Yeah. I don't think this is a spoiler, but like one of the things about the 2022 Scream that they advertised is like none of the original 3 are in it.
Yeah.
And so you get like Jenna Ortega and Mikey Madison's in it, and
Spoiler!
It's not really spoilers. They're in the cast list. They're in the credits.
Yeah, but I'm not looking at the cast list or the credits when I'm watching these movies.
Brother, it's been out for like 4 years. Anyway.
Yeah, but
They also... Chicken boy. They also do a TV show. A TV show in between this and the new movie, which I watched like a season and a half of, and I thought was decent. But yeah, they don't really know what to do with Scream until the 2022 movie comes out.
Which is Scream 5?
Yes, but also just titled as Scream.
Yeah.
Which you love to see. Scream 2022 instead of just calling it Scream 5.
Sure. Love it when studios do that.
Brother, you're telling me.
Anyway,
I'm
fine.
Why won't the Monstars give me a second rounder for Franz Wagner? What the hell's going on there?
I could tell you many reasons why, but we don't got time for it. Do you want to just wrap up, or do you want to talk about the Traitors Party?
Well, I got railroaded, honestly.
A little bit.
I was actually playing an honest game.
You were.
Well,
most people were.
Person. Yeah,
most people were.
I guess that is how the game works.
Yeah.
I was trying to be a good person. Maybe that was my mistake, and I won't make that mistake again.
Yeah, you were voted out when there were like 7 people left? 8 people left?
Yeah, I was like the 7th. I came in 7th place, I guess.
Yeah, I think I came in technically like 5th or
man.
6th. I think 5th.
Yeah, but it was fun. We had a Traitors Party for Adam's lover's day of birth.
Yeah. She
organized it?
hosted and planned and organized it. And it did an absolutely stellar job, and everyone had an absolute blast.
And I was really good at almost every part of it, and except for the part where they voted me out.
Except the winning part.
Scumbags.
Well, really what happened was, and I talked to Olivia a bit about this. You and I went downstairs to refill our drinks and spent like 4-5 minutes down there.
Yeah.
And that was enough for everyone to be like,
that was enough for the
suspicious.
Traitors to glom on to be like, well, it seems like you guys are talking. And it's like, yeah, I've known the guy for 13 years. What the fuck do you mean we're talking?
Yeah. And I also think that wouldn't have been as suspicious if everybody else was also breaking off into conversations, but most people were just like sitting at the table, ready to,
and then they're
for
like,
the next
you
conversation.
said you were going to get water, but you came up with fruit punch and a beer. And it's like, yeah, because we realized we didn't have to drink water.
Yeah, if fruit punch is available, I ain't drinking water.
Yeah, man. Adam's blood sugar is as high as it's ever been. Look at him drink that fruit punch.
So Calder was banished under suspicion of being a traitor, but was a faithful. I was murdered in plain sight because Olivia's cousin was tasked with saying murder, am I right? And dapping me up.
I mean, the fatal flaw with
and I
you
did
is
it.
that the fatal flaw with you is that you'll dap almost anyone up.
Yeah, anyone could have said anything and then offered to dap me up. I would have done it. So like they
could've
really
just said,
got me.
I killed your mom. And then you would have still dapped him up.
Yeah. Well,
Could you have done
I was
that to
like, I was
anyone, or is
mid.
it-
Yeah,
did
they
it
could
have to be you?
choose. No, they could
You
choose,
just
but
picked on the
he
weakest
said,
link.
I can get Adam. So like, and he was right. Because I think I was literally mid motion to like give it to him before I like started to think about what he'd said.
Yeah.
Like, it was halfway
It's
through
just
that, then I was like,
instinct, man.
what did you just say? Anyway.
It's instinct, man.
But it was good. The Traitors ended up winning. They absolutely bodied everybody.
I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
It was a good
There
time.
was more detective work happening, though not good, in that game than happened in this entire movie that cost $40 million.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know, man. I like to kind of wrap up this episode, I guess. How are you feeling for the rankings? Like, just we don't not stuck in stone, not anything.
No, I don't really know what the rankings are. This one's on the bottom though.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling too.
I don't know how I'd rank the other three though.
It would be intensely disappointing putting myself in the shoes of a Scream fan to have the three come out within like 3 years or 4 years of each other. Wait 11 years, get this, and then have to wait like 20 more, or not 20, 10 more years or 11 more years for the next one.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we don't have to.
Yeah.
But
that would be like if they like brought back Star Wars and they brought it back and it was like kind of shit.
Well, yeah.
But like that was after like yeah.
How are you feeling about Mando and Grogu as that crawls towards us?
I mean, like, I'm at kind of a point where I refuse to get too excited about Star Wars projects. One, because they're canceled all the fucking time, and two, because half of them are underwhelming. But I watched the newest trailer. I didn't see their Super Bowl trailer because apparently it was like some like parody beer commercial, and everyone was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
I didn't see that, but they released a new trailer, I guess, to kind of remedy that, and it looks fun. It looks like it's going to be a fun romp. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a decent time. There was a character in the trailer that's one of my favorite Clone Wars characters. So I got my
Bogo
own
Logo.
little
Is it
Glupshido
Boogity
moment.
Doogity?
Close.
Is it Stinky Badugu?
How about this? I'm going to say it's a 4-letter name. Try and just like throw out a Glupshido type name that's 4 letters.
Dorth.
Dorth?
That's 5 letters. Dort.
Yeah. Dort? No. Embo. Yeah.
Yikes.
Anyway, but it looks cool. I don't know. I'm more excited for they're doing an animated Darth Maul show. Which I'm more excited for, just because the animated stuff is like more consistently good than the live action stuff is.
Fill me in on parts of the story I never thought about or even cared about for 1 second. Yay! Tell me exactly what Luke has been doing at every moment of his entire life. Yay! Please.
Sure.
I'm looking at our release calendar here, and there's really nothing good coming out for like the next little while. Like Scream 7, we'll see. But then the next like big release after that is Mando.
Which is in what, like October or something?
No, it's May.
Oh, okay.
And then after that we got Toy Story and Supergirl in June/July. Apparently there's going to be a new Spider-Man movie. I haven't seen. How have they not released a trailer for the 4th Spider-Man movie? How is that possible?
The only promo they've done is accidentally leaking characters that are going to be in it.
Yeah,
I hate that that's the new marketing for so many of these movies is leaking.
And then you get all these like
I'm even annoyed that Embo was in the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. I'm like, well, just have him in the movie, man.
Of course, yeah.
Anyway,
I wish they didn't spoil Embo. Did you see that trailer for Spider-Man Noir?
No, I saw that it exists, but I didn't watch it.
That is so weird. It's a show too. I'm not gonna watch. Who's gonna watch that? I'm sure it'll be fine. But...
The same people that watch every Marvel thing, so it'll make probably hundreds of millions of dollars, but also underperform because general audiences won't really watch it.
I should have built in Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie into the sketch, because I've been aching to see that.
I've been getting a lot of ads for it.
I think they're targeting guys like us. They're saying any guy that likes I Think You Should Leave on Instagram and gets those clips, send these ads to him, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And I like the show a lot too. I don't know if you ever watched that.
I've not, but you've recommended it to me multiple times.
I think you'd like it. They're kind of silly guys. And they have a web series as well that they did. Anyway. I'm just pissing down your neck now and making you think it's rain. So
Yeah.
we are disappointed by Scream 4. Looking forward to Scream
episode's
5.
energy is just so like deflated. It's just mid movie, so we look forward to Scream 5. Hopefully it's Scream 2022. Hope it's better.
Yeah. Scream bracket 2022 close bracket or parentheses if you're fancy, but I am not. Sorry everybody. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Sorry everybody. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not fancy. Sorry everybody. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not fancy. You gotta end it or I'm gonna keep going.
Bye everyone.
Sorry.